Do I like Halloween?
I absolutely love Halloween.
I do not like Halloween.
No, Halloween, it's not a real holiday.
When I was a kid, my mum was like, oh, Halloween, that's just for Americans. So we never really did anything with it. So now I'm like trying to claw back all of my Halloween memories whilst I still can.
My favourite thing about Halloween is scaring children. No.
On Halloween, every little bump in the night just seems scarier.
Seeing what people come to as parties is the best. I don't like it when people just like grab something really generic and slap it on. I want you to really put lots of thought into how awful your costume looks.
My wife and I, we throw a party and we have a different theme each year. So one year you had to come as the member of a cult.
My spooky game that I'm going to play this Halloween is the Arkham Horror card game.
Time stories.
Mysterium.
10 candles.
Obscurio.
Out of this one core set, you can actually have a 1 to 2 player game, so pretty cool that you can play by yourself. As you sort of buy more Arkham Horror packs, you can expand your card collection, and then you'll be able to build more decks, which means that you can actually make it a 3 or 4 player game as well.
It's 2 to 4 players and takes about 90 minutes to play.
Mysterium is between 2 and 7 players, and the playtime on the box is a weirdly specific 42 minutes. But generally speaking, it's under an hour.
It's recommended for 2 to 5 players plus 1 sort of games master, and it can take a varying amount of time based on the mechanic.
Obscurio takes about 45 minutes to play, and I believe it is 2 to 8 players. So good party game.
You are investigators in the town, in the district of Arkham, and there's all these sort of creepy mysteries and eldritch horrors and various gribblies and cultists, and you have different sort of quests that you're playing through to try and uncover the truth, but also to stop yourself from going insane. So you have your player deck, where before you sit down for a game, you'll build your own deck. You choose an investigator. That investigator will have a couple of special abilities, a couple of special cards that only they're allowed to use. And then from that, that investigator lets you know which card colours you're able to include in your deck.
In Time Stories, you are special time agents. And your boss, a man called Bob, puts you in time pods and sends you back in time. You guys are basically running around the adventure, trying to find the thing that's wrong in the timeline and sort it out. When you enter a location, you have a series of cards in front of you that form a big graphic panorama. And you and your teammates are going to put tokens on these cards and explore all the different areas that are presented to you.
Everybody plays as a paranormal investigator except for one player who plays as a ghost, and they have to guide each of the paranormal investigators to a different place, person, and murder weapon by giving them dream cards, which are sort of very beautifully designed but very esoteric cards with all sorts of different symbols on them and lots of different interpretations, because the ghost can't talk throughout the entire game. You've got a token for each paranormal investigator at the front of the table, and then you've got a selection of possible suspects. The ghost each round will have a hand of dream cards. These cards are clues that will lead them to then make a guess as to which person they think they're supposed to find.
The central idea is that you exist in a world in which the sun has just stopped burning and everything is just pitch black darkness. So imagine that the only light that you have in the entire world are like torches and generated electrical lights and all that kind of stuff. And everything that is dark and not illuminated contains this force known only as them, which is some kind of weird, like, eldritch horror which is lurking in the dark, waiting to kill everyone in the party. You'll be sat around a table and there will literally be 10 candles. So, I mean, we've got electric ones, which doesn't give you quite the same level of ambience, but then you'll turn all the lights out. So not only are you role-playing being in the dark and being only lit by small light sources, but you're actually experiencing it as well, which is really cool. You roll some dice and you fail. Every time that happens, one of those 10 candles gets extinguished.
Basically, this evil sorcerer has stolen your book. You're trying to steal it back, but he is making tricksy magic happen and you're struggling to find the door to get out. And as you get further and further through the library, it becomes very clear that there is a traitor. One person takes on the role of a grimoire, which is a magical book that is providing clues within obscure images to a team of wizards that are trying to escape from the library.
I am in no way a superstitious person. I don't really get spooked easily, and yet there's just something about Arkham Horror. When I look at that bag, I find myself whispering to myself, not the tentacles, not the tentacles, oh, it's the tentacles. And it's just, it gets in your head.
I'm going to recommend the Asylum Adventure, which is the one that comes in the base game. You're basically running around finding all these secrets and all of these dark things that go on in this asylum. I'm not going to spoil it. It's a system rather than a world. Perhaps you're in some sci-fi other planet. Or there's one where you're all dogs. Last time I played it, we were on a moon base.
It's not super scary, but it does have a little mystical element. You know, there's wizards, there's evil sorcerers.
If you light a bunch of candles, you know, everyone kind of crowds around a table that's ever so slightly too small, so they're kind of shoulder to shoulder. It feels like an old school seance, but the thing you're actually trying to get in touch with is the spirit of cooperation. And I think we can all agree that's the greatest spirit of all.
This Halloween, I am really looking forward to carving that pumpkin that I grew myself in my own garden. I'm pretty happy with that. Like, who knows, maybe I'll cut into it and some weird spooky monster will come out of it. But probably not, because hopefully that only happens in the card game.
I'm too old to go trick-or-treating, which saddens me greatly, but I'm not too old to dress up. Watch this space.
This year for me is probably another party with a very, very strange theme, but to be honest, I might try and wrangle some friends and play a few spooky games like Mysterium, or maybe like a spooky pen and paper RPG, because why not? It's the season of not togetherness, but scaring yourself silly, and that's a lot of fun.
This Halloween we're hosting Flat Party, so we're gonna attempt to get lots of people in really stupid costumes.
I will be hiding beneath my duvet, waiting for it to pass so that I can put my Christmas jumper on and start singing Christmas tunes.